Hello, my name is Natalie Gilday and I am the owner and operator of Honey and Tea. Before I went to the first Day of Hope and Leadership, I had done some relief and humanitarian work in different countries of the world, including Haiti, Trinidad, Costa Rica, Mexico. I loved working with different nations and people and that sort of thing, but I was feeling the draw to come back home to my own community. So when I came home, being a humanitarian, I started to volunteer. I felt drawn to work with youth, started to work with the Refuge. I also worked with Distress Center Durham, and I started to see a common thread among the youth that I wanted to impact. They needed more than just their critical needs being met. They needed to be able to engage their own abilities and be able to make a lifestyle change. And so in order to do that, they needed work. And without experience or finishing school or having references, not having confidence, it was really impossible for them to get a job. So I started researching and I finally came upon something called social enterprise, which is a business activity that exists to meet a social need. And when I realized that the way that I was going to be able to help make lasting change for these youth, that I would have to do it through business. Well, that's where there was a problem. I had no business experience. I had no confidence in terms of interacting with the business world. I didn't have the slightest clue of where to begin. I just had a desire to help people. I just didn't know how. So I went to my first Day of Hope and Leadership and I was totally intimidated by everyone I talked to. But the more I came to the Day of Hope and Leadership, the more connections I made. Those connections turned into clients, and then their clients turned into clients. Beyond that, I found out that successful business people are human beings just like me, that they also are afraid of challenges that they've never had to, things that they've never done before that would become like totally foreign territory. And I started to realize you don't have to be the smartest. You definitely don't have to start with a ton of money. You just have to be determined. And you really should network because we can help each other. In my business, I excel at sales and networking and the creative side of marketing, but I'm terrible at the books. Thank God for my partner who loves the books. Because there was literally a point in my business where if I didn't have these complementary pieces to connect with what I was good at, I was literally done. I was at the end of myself. So there was definitely times when I did want to quit, and it was the Day of Hope and Leadership that was that compass that brought me back to the true north and saying, no, this is what we need to do because it is possible. I'm so happy for my experiences with the Day of Hope and Leadership because I literally had an idea but did not have a clue where to start. And every year that I was able to be a part of the Day of Hope and Leadership, it just gave me that next step to further the business, to further the cause, to increase sales, to increase my confidence. The Day of Hope and Leadership has really been instrumental in giving me that hope to make it happen. Whoever you're looking up to and aspiring to be like, they were where you started at one point too. They may not have had the exact experience that you've had, but they had a challenge. They had a challenge that they had to overcome to get to where they are, and they did it. I love Dan Carter so much. I feel completely honored to have ever had a face-to-face conversation with him. Every time I talk to him, I just feel invigorated. I learn so much. I'm completely inspired. I'm just more grateful for where I'm at in life. Like, he just is such a humble, genuine, true lover of men. Business or life in general has a lot of hard knocks where it'll just take the wind right out of you. It'll take definitely blood, sweat, and tears. And so when you are pioneering and you're trying to push something forward with all you have, and for the first several miles, it's just give, 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 and there's nothing really that you receive back. Someone like a Dan Carter or a Day of Hope and Leadership is the wind beneath your wings. It's the wind in your sails to just re-energize you, reignite you, just get you going again, make you remember why it's so important that you're giving everything that you have for whatever cause you're committed to. And I think the impact of Day of Hope and Leadership is not just the incredible speakers and their authenticity and just like the timeliness and the importance of their keynotes, but also the take-homes, you know, where the $20 challenge or the networking right on the spot where we're giving back within our own communities. It's just absolutely incredible, phenomenal. Changed my life, absolutely. Major stepping stone to Honey and Tea actually being a real business today in Oshawa. And so it'll always be a part of my success story is the stepping stone that Day of Hope and Leadership, Dan Carter, and the rest of the Hope team has afforded myself and Honey and Tea.